Okay, and we're back. So, Dusk, as I was saying, you know a delightful story about the Kindling Will. The orphanage that gives Orphan Row its name, aka Mayberry's Home for Troublesome Tots, was set ablaze, as everyone knows. But while it was burning, everyone was running, all of the kids were evacuating and running out. And while Amy was fleeing from the fire, she turned back to see the library beginning to catch fire. All of the childhood books and stories and novels that were going to be destroyed. And she said, wait a minute, I'm a red dragonborn. I can just run back in there and grab all the books. And she did that. And
Red dragonborn.
And over time, she guarded those books fiercely. And to all of the orphans, those books are held very dearly.
Cool.
And are even relegated to a hidden portion of the library where they are not perused by anyone who was not an orphan before the building burned down.
That's so sweet! That's so sweet!
So that portion, the hidden wing of the Kindling Will Library is a bunch of kids' books.
It's so cute!
Do I have access to that?
I don't think so. I don't think you're an original orphan. I think...
But
no, maybe you would have been. If anything, your siblings would have gotten you in there.
Fair, okay.
Right? Yeah.
you went to prison for kids' books. You almost died and went to prison for children's books.
So, okay, alright. Can I just say that the way that I was expecting this to... Because, Garrett, if you talked to anyone about what was in the library, you probably wouldn't have had to die. You probably wouldn't have had to be knocked out. Oh, okay. Okay.
Gotta have a secret little plan though.
It's fun. It's okay. Alright, everybody on the board.
Oh.
Yeah, because you guys know...
Oh, yeah.
You guys are pointed in the direction of the church, which kind of makes sense, maybe. You know, it's a little bit of a tough spot, but
Full stars.
exists.
Mittens.
Oh, that's Mittens, yeah. She doesn't need to be there. But yeah, are you guys headed to the church?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you guys go on the way to the church, you spot a bunch of kids. Hold on a sec, what's a good one here? That's a good one. Oh wait, no, I know which one. Okay. You guys are headed to the church, and on the way to the church, making their way to the center of town, there's a group of kids, each with baskets. They're just kind of going around, and they're fundraising. And specifically, they are raising you don't know what they're fundraising for, but there's just a bunch of kids going around collecting donations.
May we ask what they're fundraising for?
Sure. You walk up to this cute little blonde human girl, and she looks up at you with a basket, and she says, "Oh, hello. It would mean so much if you could help us find our youth pastor. Please donate to the Sweetmaker Fund. Is that what we're calling it?" And all of the kids are this seems like a self-governed effort. Like, Hennick in the past would have probably been heading their charity efforts and giving them names for whatever they're doing and telling them where to go to fundraise. And these kids are just pulling out their own bootstraps and fucking doing it. They're just out there. They're gonna raise some funds.
That's adorable!
I'm gonna get on one knee, like down to her level,
Yeah.
and put a hand on her shoulder. Say, what you're doing is very sweet, and I greatly appreciate you and all of you for helping us out. And I'm gonna put a little gold piece in the basket.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
She gives you a hug.
Oh, I give her a hug back.
And they all go away very excitedly.
Adorable.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you encounter on the way to the church.
Alright. Let's break this.
Is that a little random encounter?
Maybe.
Oh!
child out of jail.
Okay.
Yes, the child. Oh, we don't know that they were searching for children's books yet. Although, well, we do know that we saw. Okay, what we know, Amy was carrying a unconscious owl boy
To the church.
over their shoulder.
Which has a jail beneath the floors.
Yeah.
I wonder what they were.
As you guys are going, Kalia, if you want to inform the rest of the party about any information about the church that you think is prudent, you
Oh.
Did you tell
What's
us
the
about
name
the
of the
book story?
pastor? I
probably told you
your
who he is,
your
but not
close
about the
personal
book
friend,
story.
pastor.
Yeah.
That would be. I wrote it down. Sondor.
Schondorf?
Yeah.
Is he around?
Well,
He's kind of...
you're gonna. It's not like you're gonna knock on the front door and there's Sondor.
Yeah, I know.
But
just...
But yeah, you head towards the church, and I gotta ask you which fourth of the church you're entering.
Oh, God.
Because if I'll
There are
maybe
4.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the
One
church.
for each of the 4 heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The church is a square mostly, with a pillar on each corner. There is a circular mass hall in the very center of the building, with 4 smaller halls that lead to it. The 4 smaller halls are for individual services for each of the 4 heads, and the center is for the entire congregation to come together. So that looks a little something like this. So there's 1 pillar for each head, center congregation. Hayden, I don't have a map for this, but it's fine. And then these 4 quadrants are sort of reserved for interior courtyard, as well as... Okay. Interior courtyards and clergy housing. And then not a lot of people know what goes on in the pillars. Those are sort of the more private locales. But there's one dedicated to each head and a
Did you decide what the
service.
4 heads are?
Oh, right. The 4 heads are the head of enforcement, the head of reward, the head of will, and the head of continuum.
Enforcement, award, will, and continuum?
Enforcement, reward, will, and continuum. Correct.
Reward.
And this whole thing is like this with one side facing north, so like that way is north. I'm drawing it upside down. That way's north, and then it kind of goes around. So it's built kind of diagonally.
Wait, this way is north?
Yeah. So
Your
each
arrow looks like
each
a
pillar.
four. I got
Sorry,
it.
yeah. Each pillar is in a direction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big compass.
Yeah.
Big
kinda.
compass rose.
Yep.
Compass.
Yep.
Alright.
My diagram is slightly more organized than that one. Okay.
So I'm guessing we're heading to the head of enforcement.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's...
Cool. Yeah. So there's a public entry to the enforcement hall, essentially. So the Hall of Enforcement is the east pillar, and its hall is to the left. So you go ahead and head in through that side.
Enforcement on the east.
Yeah, on the east. That's not super important, but fun to note. I went through the trouble of coordinating them, so I'm gonna tell you about it. But yeah, so basically you guys open the first pair of doors, which leads to sort of an inner chunk of wall. So you step forward, the walls continue and they're hollow, so there's doors on either of those which lead to the pillars. Usually they're locked, or it goes through the clergy housing first before you reach that. And then there is a large double doorway that leads straight into the worship hall.
Can you point to the doors that we walked through?
Yeah, so it would be never eat soggy. So you're coming in through here. And there's kind of a doorway that follows this wall, and a doorway that follows this wall, and then another doorway that leads into the pews. And Kalia, something you...
Okay, so we came in through like the southeast side.
Right. And Kalia, the thing that you would know about the heads and about this chapel is that typical quote-unquote Sunday worship is usually segmented. Usually the congregation only worships at once during special occasions, ceremonies, all that sort of thing. But on their own, they follow and prescribe to their own doctrine. A churchgoer is allowed to choose which of the 4 doctrines they want to practice. And just a fun little tidbit, the hymns that are rehearsed in each wing are different but harmonic. So usually if you're attending a service in one of these 4 quadrants, you're hearing a unique version of the hymn. But when it's a full-on mass, they make a chord. And
That's sick.
Yeah. Chords! I know, right?
Okay. Give me lyrics to this hymn, I'm going to write it.
Okay.
Plagal cadences everywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
But
Let's make it a Bixby diss track.
But yeah, so the main so right now there's kind of a pulpit on the opposite end of this area, and there's sort of large archway windows that allow you to see into the exterior courtyards, and yeah. Cool. Everyone make a perception check for me.
I'll pretend.
Oh, poopy.
11.
7.
Why can't I find perception? 16.
Okay, you notice this before it hits you in the face. You guys are coming out through the hallway, and a flit of feathers crosses your view, and a red-tailed sparrow is flung in your direction. Just like careening towards you, flying sporadically, panicked screams, just like, and it just kind of like flies past, and you see this dwarven clergy member adorned with the symbols of her head, a little bit of a fanciful cape, a tight upheld bun that is soiled by a bit of droppings, and her whole outfit is just covered in feathers, and she's like, no, come back! And she's like chasing this bird down the hallway.
Can I close the door? Oh, I guess I didn't react in time.
Can I try to like catch it?
Make an acrobatics check. Or sleight of hand, your choice.
They're both +6.
Nice.
15.
Okay, yeah, you snag the bird out of the air. She catches up and she like takes a second. Oh, thank you. And she kind of reaches into a pouch at her side and pulls out a handful of seed, and she kind of grabs the bird back onto her hand, and she says, oh, that was a close one, buddy. And yeah.
Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just sorry. My duties have kind of gotten away from me. She nods at you. Yeah. This is I don't know if you know this person very intimately.
Got away from her.
But this is Meredith the Bird Keeper. Hayden, if you could put Meredith's art up, it should be one of the pencil drawings. She's covered in birds. Very easy to find.
Meredith the Bird Keeper?
Yeah, she's Meredith the Bird Keeper. So she holds this bird down close to her chest, and she kind of strokes it, trying to calm it down.
Meredith.
Yes, hi.
How have you been?
Doing well. I'm sorry, my mind is scattered to the winds.
Yeah, no,
Clever.
And which one of the heads did you serve?
She would serve the head of reward.
Okay, cool.
She says, I'm so sorry to interrupt you guys. Continue on with your worship. I've got to get back to the pillar.
No worries. Actually, before you go, you wouldn't happen to spot a much bigger bird than owlin, perchance? I've heard...
Bixby?
Yes, that would be the one.
Yeah, I think they have him in the enforcement courtyard.
That's what I figured. How long has he been there?
I don't think he's woken up yet. It's my understanding that they have him in one of the kind of, clergy bunks.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, apparently breaking and entering.
There was no breaking, there was only entering.
I haven't really been too keyed in on it, but
No, I understand.
This doesn't surprise me greatly.
Did he break into the kindled will, though?
You don't know that.
That's so strange.
Oh, but we saw
You're
Amy.
getting carried by Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy was the one who brought him in. Apparently he was trying to break into the secret wing.
Well, that
He was
is very.
I know.
Do you know it's in the
Or,
secret
well,
wing?
actually, she doesn't know what the secret ring would be.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, apparently it must be very important." She shot him.
Okay. Thank you very much, Meredith.
You tried casting a spell on her twice.
You
Fire.
know the vine of like the girl walking away from the table with like stiff legs, and the dad goes like this.
Yeah.
All of my D&D characters.
Okay. Well, I am glad that you were able to catch your sparrow.
Of course. Oh yeah. Let's get you back. Let's get you
Yes.
ready.
Yeah. You have a good rest of your day. Maybe we'll cross paths again sometime soon.
Of course. Yeah. Just let me know if you guys need any blessings.
Of course, thank
and
you very much.
she heads off. Kalia.
Oh, sweet.
Dusk is kind of like looking at this like big smile, like, oh man, I did it. Such a good time. But you know what that sparrow, what is about to happen to that sparrow. Yeah.
Don't
the,
tell me, don't
the
tell me.
head of
don't
reward
tell me.
is in charge of blessings, which happen to be blood sacrifices. And you would know that the pillar
Don't tell
of
me.
the pillar of reward, or the tabernacle of reward, is the aviary, where these birds are bred and reared for the purpose of being ceremonially executed.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I'll
okay.
be like,
oh, I'm sorry.
let's
no,
leave
you're
her. Let's leave her to her
Just like
Yeah,
to
and
her
it's
business.
Meredith's job is to oversee their growth.
That's got to be a depressing job.
If
That's
you would
gotta
tell
be.
me, I would just like burst into tears.
Yeah, no, I'm just be like, well, I'm
You're
just
gonna figure it out eventually,
What's your character's
probably.
name again, Dusk?
Attica.
Attica.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just leave her to her duties and try to speed this along as fast as possible because I don't want to deal with this longer than necessary. And I'm gonna
Okay.
lead them down to the
Cool.
cell.
Okay. Now
Now
we're
in
gonna
the courtyard.
now we're gonna flash to Garrett.
Yeah.
Garrett, you awaken.
Do I get the benefits of a long rest?
Yes.
Aha! My spell slot.
But all of your spellcasting implements have been taken away from you. Your holy symbol is not on your person. And there are two figures looming over your bedside that you are strapped to via your manacles. You seem to be in a modest, almost like monkish barrack type deal. So there's a couple stacked beds that are in this room, but it is cleared out of its inhabitants. No sunlight reaches this chamber. You're not sure where you are. And the two people that are here are one, a leather armored paladin-looking fellow, and Amy. And
So
Amy,
now Dusk knows what.
they both have their hands like angrily on their hips, and they are both staring at you, very crossly. You are patched up and like bandaged.
I think first thing Bixby will like wake up, kind of like do the like.
Is that my turn?
No, it's not. It's
Okay. Cool.
Oh, you patched me up. That's thank you. I do appreciate it.
What's their hit points at?
You're at full.
Wow. Good service for a prison.
Now I would like to begin with an apology.
Amy has her arms crossed and like nods and says, "That would be helpful."
Well, you see, my intention truly, I didn't mean to harm any books, any knowledge. My intent was not to steal. You told me there's a secret library. I'm gonna be curious. So no, my curiosity got the best of me. I apologize. I should have been more respectful of your privacy and your wishes.
The other person who you don't know the name of kind of huffs and says, "You really should make that library publicly available." And she says, "It is for a select few and a select few only." And he says,
If you don't mind my asking, what? No.
She says, "In order to quell further attempts, I will inform you of what it was. It's a collection of children's books from the burned down orphanage, which me and some of my brothers and sisters escaped. It is purely a sentimental stronghold.
Sorry to hear of...
There is nothing worth investigating." And she holds up your holy symbol of Thoth and tosses it at you.
Ah! That was my grandmother's!
Well, now you know.
Yeah, the other fellow kind of gets closer to you, kind of pushes you up into a upright position, and he says, "I don't have any interest to punish you. I believe that the retaliation, the self-defense that you incurred, is punishment enough.
Thank you.
But if you proceed to prove me wrong, I won't have any problem ruining our record."
I intend to do no such thing. Could I ask your name, or would that be inappropriate given the current situation?
Of course. You are new to town. I am Father Sondor. I'm Father Sondor. I'm the head priest of enforcement.
It's a honor to meet you, Father Sondor. I truly wish it was under different
Indeed.
context.
I would have preferred you attended one of my services.
That's ominous.
Go to church.
He seems to not really be a very charismatic guy, but he's kind of genuinely trying to make a joke here. But he just kind of smiles, squints his eyes, and he says, what is he saying? I think Amy just kind of huffs and leaves, and Sondor just says, "Where our, as I'm sure you've by no doubt learned, our system of law isn't very formal, and although you may see,
I haven't learned. I'd love to know.
if you see, you will see light repercussions from the local militia, hopefully, unless you do something really, really distasteful. But otherwise, justice is usually left to the individual." And he kind of picks up the bolt that was in your chest last night. He hands it to you and says, "Let this serve as a reminder to keep yourself straight and on the path of righteousness."
A lesson I won't soon forget. Thank you.
He pats you on the back, which is maybe a little painful. But he
Am I
opens...
unstrapped from the
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that was there if you were gonna react violently. But he gets you up from the bed, and he ferries you into the courtyard, where there's your friends.
Did we see Amy walk by?
Yeah, probably. Would you have wanted to talk to Amy? I think she probably would have stormed out through the main hall.
I would have waved and saw how mad she was and been
As he was walking us to the spot, I think we're "Oh, do you happen to have the time? I set a meeting with my friends earlier,
And then your friends.
oh, my friends!
Bixby Orca Belly!
And I'm storming up to him.
Sondor kind of comes up by Vixie's side and says, "Oh, is this one of your investigators?"
Indeed it is. I'm sorry for any trouble that he has caused. What did you do?
So you two know each other.
What did he do?
He broke into the...
There was no breaking.
What did he do?
He attempted to get into the secret library of the kindling mill.
So dumb. So dumb.
No.
A crime which thankfully does not have great repercussions in the grand scale of things. A mere slap on the wrist.
Nonetheless.
Bolt to the chest.
Amy's not something
Regardless.
to mess with.
Yes, no, I do apologize for any issues that have come up because of it, Sandor.
It should be fine. To be honest, I believe Amy enjoyed the target practice. He just kind of says, it's actually rather convenient that you have come in search of him. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Regarding?
Regarding the recent disappearances.
Right. Well, what is there to talk about? Like, is there anything particular?
Yes, I will bring the rest of your investigators in a moment, but this is a private thing.
I understand. You two? Walk in?
We'll check up on
Please?
Bixby.
Everyone enjoy the courtyard. We have several shrines for you to pray for, and give your daily devotionals. And he kind of nods and he ferries you off to
Thank you kindly.
It is a wonderful
Secretary.
place. Please feel free to explore.
And yeah, I'll walk off with him.
Okay. You head into one of the similar chambers to what Garrett was in.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has more of a desk and like sort of a couple papers strewn about. But he gets to the other side of this desk, and you see that in the center of the desk is a map of Lier that has been annotated with search parties. He kind of looks up at you and says, I was told you investigated the Sweetmaker estate.
Indeed I have.
Very good. There's one thing I mainly wanted to talk with you about, and it concerns the nature of this investigation. As you know, we don't have a unified police force or militia here anymore.
Indeed.
For better or worse, what that means is there isn't really a clear investigative protocol at this point in time. It usually falls on the necks of on the backs of the advisory of the community, which 2 members of which have gone missing. In my opinion, I don't think it would be practical or ethical for either of the noble militia to step up and take the reins of this investigation. Mostly because their efforts should be focused on their businesses. I expect Lier may take a economic stunting from the recent exertion of energy.
I see. So you are implying that the church would take hold of this investigation rather than the 2 provinces?
Not necessarily the church, but I believe the community should be funding this effort. I think that ultimately we should leave it up to charity of sorts. I have already set into motion a plan to call everyone to a town meeting in the Mass Hall. I believe that the best course of action will be to appoint publicly elected officials to oversee this investigation. I am currently dubbing it the Seekers. I'm not one for names. The point being, when it comes time to choose a candidate to head this investigation, I fear that the status of that can't be given to just anyone. As you're well aware, the Sweetmakers have a great impact on this community, and I believe that when called to acts of charity, there will be several who may even be willing to offer up their life savings in order to find these boys. And I want to make sure that whoever is entrusted with that weight and responsibility is up to the task.
I see. Well then, I don't deny that having a more neutral party rather than the two provinces taking up action on this would be more favorable, but I worry about experience. Father Sandor, when my group was looking for any evidence of the vanishing of the brothers, we came across some certain dangers, and I fear that we may be risking the lives of civilians if we do so.
I think you misunderstand. I don't want a investigative force of civilian volunteers. Rather, I want a commander who can allocate their funds appropriately. And when the time comes to vote, I intend to give you my blessing.
Your blessing?
I believe you would be a good candidate for the task. You have been on the ground, front lines, investigating since the start. And I also trust you.
Well, thank you. I truly appreciate that coming from you. I don't deny I am willing to do whatever it takes to help find the Sweetmakers, and I am willing to take up this task.
All right. Well, be prepared to advocate for yourself when the mass comes. In the meantime, gather whatever evidence you can. The more you have, the better you will be presented as a candidate.
All right. Well, thank you very much. When is the meeting scheduled for?
I intend to have it by tomorrow.
Okay.
Depends on how good we are at spreading the word.
Well, thank you very much, Father Sandor. I will converse with my compatriots, and we will try to gather up what we can.
Of course. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. You head into the courtyard.
Yeah, cool.
So this is I'm just kind of bringing in. This was part of your point system. Kalia spent some points on the church for a position of power, or at least a friend in high places, which now has become very advantageous for you if you choose to seize it. But yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, quick note. Wasn't he looking for someone of no bias?
He wanted someone with experience.
But he didn't want either of the houses to front this.
Right.
Nadine isn't associated with either, I don't think.
You're associated
Well,
with
Nadine,
you're not
Nadine,
as tied.
Nadine is currently a mercenary for the
For the
Nodish.
Nodish.
What this seems like is it seems like a publicly appointed job, essentially. Like, if you're voted into this office, your job, you'll probably have to quit being a Nodish mercenary, and you will be the lead investigator of this force. And any public funds that are brought into the church will be ferried to your investigation. More specifics of that will be revealed if you choose to go that route. But yeah, that's what you got.
Cool. Come back to you guys. Is there anything you wanted?
Oh, while that is happening, you guys are in the courtyard. And you guys are kind of going about. There is not a lot of people here at this point in the afternoon, but there is one person currently praying. And at first it kind of seems normal, but when you get kind of look at them a little bit longer, you realize that they are in heavy head-to-toe plate mail.
Huh.
And they are kneeling humbly with the text open silently in front of a small statue.
Well, first I'd like to check up on our buddy pal. Well, are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything from getting a shot?
There's an appropriate answer, and there's the answer I want to say.
What's the answer you want to say?
Well, he's like the trajectory and everything. She used her flame and he could ignite the bolt. I thought that was really cool. I didn't know how long it would burn and when it shot. And I learned my lesson.
I'd really like to meet this Amy sometime. She seems like a swell human person. Dragonborn.
You say human. Dragonborn. Dragonborn. Amy's
Swell
a dragonborn.
Dragonborn. Well, you know.
She's a great person.
Dragonborn.
She's a great dragonborn.
I'm glad you're okay. I would like to say it's not great for my public image to walk around with a known criminal, but that won't stop me.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Anyway, did you find what you were looking for?
Oh yeah, Kalia, you enter this conversation. You can see the courtyard. You see the guy that I mentioned earlier, and yeah, you're with your friends who are chatting.
The super secret library. Mystery.
Do you know what's in this library?
Mysteries and mulligans.
Are you teasing?
I do know what's in this library, yes.
A secret library. You assume it'd be the emotional. Of course, there's value in these objects, but a secret library.
You got shot for children's books.
I didn't know they were children's books.
You got shot for children's books.
I'm going.
I think at this Leaf is gonna have to walk away.
I'm just gonna be like,
Oh, that's only slightly embarrassing.
I'm sure the craftsmanship was quite something to marvel at. I'm going to go pray over here now.
Okay, yeah. So
Thank
the party
you for your
kinda,
concern.
you probably should.
the party kind of splits at
Darling,
this
you
point.
probably shouldn't go over to the reward prayer area. Just have
Yeah, don't go to the reward courtyard.
Why? No.
But yeah, so Kalia, you were prompted to maybe find more evidence, and your memory is quickly brought back to the message that you found in the back of the ledger, seemingly some sort of riddle or password. Do you want a reminder on what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. The riddle. This is your only lead, pretty much. So it's the first thing that comes to mind. It says, "Our sanctum will open by the names of our past and the names our present company gives us."
Our sanctum.
Will
What is it?
open.
This was in the back of the book, right?
Yep, it was in the back of the book, written in night ink, so it had to be concealed by darkness. It was written by Hennick.
No, our sanctum will open by.
The names of our past and the names our our present company gives us.
Okay.
So you just need one of those names? Or do you
Names
need
of
both?
our past.
You need both, and the names of our
And yeah,
present company?
you need both.
Okay, well I think the first step is discovering what the sanctum is.
Do we want to see what this guy in full plate armor is?
Yeah.
He's silently there praying. Kalia, it is weird to see someone in like full, for lack of a better term, like war garb.
Yeah, ready for battle.
Full head to toe plate mail.
Yeah, I assume that.
Hayden, if you would grab the art for the Blackstone Zealot.
The fucking what?
I didn't print his card off, damn it. Can you put it in Discord?
Sure.
Cool.
I
thank
will
you.
spend like a
God, look at this one.
15-20 minutes though, being like, "Hey, Thoth, I might have made a mistake, but it's okay.
Okay.
I'm better for it now, and I'm learning my lesson."
This guy's really cool. I'm very happy.
Yes, thank you. I really like his artwork. Okay. But if you guys are approaching him, he is stoically facing forward towards the shrine, just like not even acknowledging your presence. Very, very deep in thought and meditation.
Good one.
Yo! Yo! That mask? Oh, and the skull on the butt of the sword?
Yep.
That's a big sword.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no goat, but it's
That
cool, I guess.
sword is sheathed over his back in a like straight up and down.
That's rad.
Unless your arms are super duper long, you'll be able to pull that out. Unless you're like.
you saying that?
Yes.
His arm.
Oh, you're praying. You're praying.
Thankfully, he's praying, and he's not. He doesn't say anything.
I love you, Bixby.
I guess I'll approach them and be like,
Okay. You're easily able to recognize that they are a worshiper of enforcement. In fact, as you're getting closer to it, there's almost this eerie sense about this figure because the armor they are donning is so familiar to you. It looks almost identical to the olden, ancient plate mails of the actual military force of enforcement, except it is not decrepit and old. It is pristine and new. And all of the symbology over their guard proclaims head of enforcement.
Hey, by the way, I have a ×2 to history and arcana skill, and
dog, I got religion.
and I have thought /
You have thought.
guidance.
Yeah, disconcerting sight.
Yeah, no. I will cautiously approach them and say, hello?
It takes a moment, but eventually sort of the concealed dark visage of the helmet turns towards you.
Excuse me for interrupting your prayer, but
The second word. Zealot.
I don't believe that I've seen someone wearing your garb as of. It's been a while since I've seen anyone wearing such armor as what you are currently donning.
He slowly nods in response.
Have you a name to share?
He kind of reaches below the collar of his thing, over the portion of clothes where his heart would be, and he draws out a little tablet and presents it to you.
I will read it.
It is a verse. The verse says, "Speak with thy blade and stance, for justice need not quarrel."
Alright.
One more time. Speak with thy blade and stance.
And once you have read it, he retrieves it and puts it back into his
And
internal
justice will be
space.
no quarrel.
Yeah. Speak with thy blade and stance, for justice need not quarrel.
For justice need not quarrel. So basically,
Vow of silence.
oh,
But yeah,
we don't need to talk. I'll just kill you.
Kinda.
Charming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give a nod of understanding and be like, well, God. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this dude is fully giving you bad vibes.
The vibes.
So just as a little note of the church, are you allowed to wear the armor? I imagine paladins
there's no law against it.
Yeah, but is it more accepted to just not be wearing armor in a church setting?
Yeah. You have not seen this armor in ages.
Yeah. Cool.
And you say this armor was previous enforcement militia?
This armor.
This fucking armor, dog. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you would have owned it. This, to be specific, this armor would have been used publicly 40 years ago.
Okay. And now it's 40 years into now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Sounds like a dark history.
Actually, wait. Sorry, a little longer than 40 years.
Yay!
But 40 years is the ballpark. Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm 58, I think. Yeah. So,
Have you recently been tasked by Father Sondor for something? No. Are you here for your own volition, then?
No.
See.
He's not actually speaking. I'm just gonna.
yeah, no, yeah.
Since partly auditory thing, I'm just gonna say yes or no.
Yeah.
God, this is our second yes or no NPC. I shouldn't have designed it this way.
You mad? I see. Well, I'm sorry for interrupting your prayer. I will leave you be. I'm gonna turn away and just.
This
do
person
I notice
just
this concerning
like
look?
head straight towards the idol, back to prayer.
Do I notice this concerning look from Nadine?
Does he?
I'm just gonna try to like stoic.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Deception,
stoic.
insight.
Insight check.
15.
Rollies.
Can I also try to?
Sure. You gotta be at 15?
Where's my
4.
Okay. I am happy to see this guy.
12.
No.
Cool.
You guys don't get a sense that there's like.
I just feel like I forgot to speak to Sandor about something. I will be right back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I am practically busting in the door.
Okay, yeah. You briskly enter, and Sandor, shocked, looks up at you. Yeah, did you remember
There's
something?
there's a person in the pews that is wearing our old armor.
Our old armor. Enforcement guard,
The
maybe?
enforcement guard from.
That can't be. We smelted those down ages ago. You bring him to the door, you guys creak it open, and he's just like, what the pious you guys close the door again, and he's like, how long has he been there?
I have no idea, but he was there. I walked out the door. They were there, and I was talking to them, and they have a vow of silence, so I can't get anything out of them. But
I haven't seen them here before. I mean, I guess we're in desperate times. Maybe a member
not
of
desperate
my...
enough for that kind of
Just
pressure.
agreed. But the only explanation I can come to is maybe a concerned member of my congregation took up arms in response to the recent tragedy. I have no idea. What?
There is no way you can allow someone like that to take up arms in any circumstance. You understand that?
They aren't being violent right now.
Not right now. You said it yourself.
That is true.
We are having a crisis with the Sweetmakers, and we are trying to appoint someone who is able to keep the peace. I do not want someone involved that includes a reckless past.
Very well. I will speak with them. I will
Please do.
try to get what I can from them. Maybe I'll bring them parchment. We can write. But even if they are, unless they are currently exhibiting overt violent acts towards any other worshippers, I can't expel them from worship.
I understand that, and I know that
I'll keep a close eye on them while they're
you.
within the perimeter of the church.
I'm very uncomfortable with the thought of someone having that armor
As am I.
as pristine as it is.
I will
So
look into that
please-
as well.
Yes, please, if you have any information about it, please talk to me about it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
After Bixby's done praying, I think I'm gonna get, just catch these two with this big hulking mass and Nadine striding off. I wanna tap this person on the shoulder.
You hear there's a very loud metal ring. The person just this is slower than when Kalia got their attention. Just
It was much more resonant than I expected it to be. I apologize, but I noticed the text you were holding. It's not. I wondered if I could take a peek.
he draws it from his inner lapel.
I thought he was holding something.
Like the book.
Oh well, yes. He has a holy text in front of him. You don't want to see that, but you want to see his book.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I think he closes the book. he stands, and then he takes the tome and he presses it to your chest and puts both of your hands over it, and then he leaves.
Should I be returning? Anytime soon? I'll like tuck it under my arm and like start walking. Should I issue a return address?
No, he's no response, no looking back. He just leaves the courtyard.
Keep walking with him.
Okay, we need to follow. We need to follow.
I think you can grab Bixby if you want.
We need to keep Bixby under watch. Bixby has gotten in trouble recently.
Your armor, it's not something I'm familiar with.
Bixby. I think that our friend here wants to be left in peace.
Oh,
We should
right.
let them be, yes?
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
I'll meet you.
Don't worry about it. So sorry for my friend Bixby.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, he's gone. He exits and he leaves the courtyard. Oh my
Okay, you can leave the book here, Bixby. It's fine.
I want to read it.
Okay,
Bixby,
then-
do you take a look at the book? that you gave?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's a pamphlet. You open it up and like it's like miniature Bible style. Like all of the words are just like fucking minuscule. But it's just page after page of holy text that have been transcribed into this small printing publication.
It's in common?
What was that?
It's in common?
Yes, it's in common.
Is there like a title?
Oh.
Yeah, it's head of enforcement, it's the it would be titled The Voice of Enforcement, Volume 12.
That means there's 11 others to collect.
Indeed, and this book is chonky. It's like this thick. It's just a tiny little pocket book, but it's fucking chonky. And it's, volume 12.
I have locate object. This is a blessed day.
Do you want to locate more of this pamphlet?
I want to, is like flipping through it, is it just like protect people, be good, deeds,
Kind of.
fight?
Yeah, and it's mostly like a very detailed moral code.
Interesting.
And it's
Next.
mostly, if this happens, punishment. That's pretty much the whole book. But it also goes into sort of... No, I think it's just that. I feel like if you want more, you gotta get another volume.
Is there a punishment for breaking and entering?
There was no breaking.
There in fact is.
Can I be looking over Bixby's shoulder and look out for that?
The punishment for that would be the removal of your own door.
Is there a punishment for peeping? Let's see.
Aw.
Page 17.
But it's-
Peepers are rude
Thank you, Hayden. Very important.
and have no personal space.
Okay.
That's what it says. Page 17.
It's a holy text. I'm sorry. I thought it was...
Page 17. Respect my personal space, Leaf.
My apologies, Bixby.
Do you want to use locate object on this volume? Okay.
Absolutely.
You get you cast locate object and you get ping 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 ping, and you discover that there is a library within the Pillar of Continuum.
The pillar that people don't usually go into because we don't really know what's happening in there because we're not really supposed to go in there.
There's a lot of this type of book within the Pillar of Continuum.
Another secret library. It's another secret library.
Dang.
Guys. No.
Oh,
No,
so
Bixby's
fuck-
weak this. Bixby's weak this.
Can't have shit.
And of course,
I think I did well in giving Bixby entrap to
did I happen to notice Bixby casting a spell?
Yeah.
Bixby, may I ask what spell you
Make an Arcana check. We'll see if you can.
Ha ha ha! Wizard druid, I bet you won't even know what it is.
25?
Locate object.
So
And by the look on Bixby's face of immediately after he catches it, he goes. Just like,
forget it.
Whoa.
Bixby, forget it. Bixby.
I'm not a child, Leaf. You don't need to speak to me in such a tone, but
How
I
old are
understand
you?
your message. That's not important right now. I understand what you're saying, and I respect your decisions and how recent events have transpired in the past.
understand.
Therefore, I will not be pursuing such a thing. Thank you.
I trust you, Bixby. Thank you for being honest with me.
Anytime.
Throw something out.
there go my lies. Okay, yeah. So you get that information squared away.
I'd like to inform them that Bixby has located another secret library, and we need to keep a close eye on Bixby for the time being.
Yeah, no,
Because there is another secret library
I'm
that
not
Bixby
gonna
is in.
go in this one, you guys.
I
It's
walk
big
out.
and scary. That one was small and less scary.
That one was full of children's books.
This one is full of only holy texts, right?
Yes, I know what's in there.
Nothing about
It's
Thoth
demystified. They don't even know who Thoth is.
Anyway. Exactly.
Right.
So,
Amy did.
Besides Amy.
well, she's a librarian.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nadine, you mentioned something about. Please help me.
Yeah, Nate.
What time is it?
Might be a good time to get everyone back on track,
Yeah,
but
no.
it is currently, we're going to say it's 1:30.
Okay.
Just because we've spent a good bit of time here.
Cool.
Okay.
Remember, if you want to make
Yes.
dinner, you got to keep that in mind.
I would actually like to
That
mention
would be around
now.
6 o'clock.
I would like to say, well, I'd like to mention this. My father, generous as he is, offered to have you all over for dinner tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not 100% positive about his intentions. He says that he would like to hear about our investigation. And
Any sample of native cuisine would be a treat.
Free
I'd love to
food
go.
of nobles? Of course.
Hell yeah.
thoughts?
Please.
Free food.
Think about the cultural experience.
I'm thinking about it well and hard.
We don't have to make a decision now. We have a couple of
No,
hours.
I do believe. It's been a while since I've seen the prosperous side of things, and I do believe that would be a refreshing time. And I cannot deny that your people do make quite good cuisine. However, I have just spoken with Sondor, and he has told me that he would like us to gather evidence because he's considering me to be a candidate for a position called Seeker, which is tasked with trying to find the Sweetmakers.
And that's where we're going to take our break. We're going to just say that Kalia briefed everyone on the conversation that you two had in private.
Okay, Leaf definitely has some words about this.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. And yeah, we'll be right back.
What?
My legs